Welcome to Double KO Radio. I am DKO Poe here with DKO David. David, say hello.
Yo yo.
That wasn't. You're not listening to the instructions already.
That's my hello.
That's no, man. Nobody understands yo. Everybody right
That's
now
New
is going.
York
Wait, what
slang.
was that? Who's the? What was this question?
I was talking about yo-yos.
Yeah, was the yo thing? Is that a new app on the tablet? Um. So David and I played. I played a little bit of the Soul Calibur beta. I think David played a lot more of it over the weekend.
I did. I
Yeah.
did play consistent.
So here's my experience, right? I went in, I looked at what was available. Everything was basically crossed out, but you got to see Mission Libra of the Soul on the menu. You got to see Story, Soul Chronicle on the menu, Creation on the menu, Battle, and then Network was the only thing highlighted that wasn't options. Right on the network was Museum. So of course you're gonna have a bunch of beautiful artwork that Soul Calibur is known for having in the game when the game comes
Yeah.
out. And
So
then I
dope.
guess they had the PlayStation Store there, for whatever other stuff you want to buy that they're gonna have available for us.
Microtransactions.
Yeah, baby, that's what all these games are about. B.
That's right.
We're not even gonna call them games in 10 years. Hey, which microtransaction did you buy this
Are
week?
you?
Oh, the Soul Calibur. Oh, cool.
Oh, makes sense.
3.5 or 4.6? So I of course go to network, and then it takes me to a screen of a bunch of the characters, but not all of them. Some of them were omitted. There was Mitsurugi, Taki, Maxi, Voldo, Sophidia, Siegfried, Ivy, Kilik, Jianghua, Yoshimitsu, Nightmare, Talim, Tira, Zasalamel, Gro, and Geralt.
You know how many people are gonna
So
cut your ass when you mispronouncing all those names?
I don't care. Cut my ass. Go ahead. I'm sure. Like, send Double KO Radio a Twitter of you saying it correctly, so I could see. So you could teach us how to say
Yes,
it right.
in
Uh,
the native language.
so the characters omitted from that. David, correct me if I am wrong. Was Cervantes because he's been confirmed, right?
Yeah.
Astaroth,
Yeah. Uh huh. Such
Raphael,
a shame. Such a shame Astor wasn't there, dude. That was the first thing I looked. I was like, ah. Okay, Tira.
straight to the waifu.
Yep.
As well the sorcerer dude.
Yeah. The Libra guy.
I wasn't just saying as well, like I wasn't going as well as Inferno, and Inferno was recently, I guess,
Shown.
shown. So
Uh
David and
huh.
I will talk about Inferno after we talk about our experience with the beta. Um, so here's where I was planning to stop. I got online. I picked Mitsurugi, my Soul Calibur 1 and 2 main, and I get online and I fight who I can't even remember what the character was.
Gotcha. Probably kill it.
I think it was Grow actually. I think it was
Okay.
Grow, and I ended up winning 3 rounds to 2, and I was like, all right, cool, I'm done, undefeated in Soul Calibur 6.
Mayweather.
Yeah, I'm done. Greatest
Done.
there
That's
ever
it.
was in the beta.
That's it.
And then I decided to play the next day, and that just completely destroyed my record. But yeah, how was your first time? Cause you
Ah,
you
it was
you play
great.
did you play it in several sessions or just one session or what?
I played a lot the first day, like a lot, dude. And then
Okay.
I played and then I play less each day. Like I play the second day I play, and then by the last day I wasn't much going at it because I know it was ending, so it was gonna give me that feeling like, oh shit, it's ending. So I was like, let me just not even play it, because then I know it's ending. I already got my experience. I don't need to taint it by anything else.
So
But I played
essentially,
a lot of it.
does that just mean that the game just didn't hold up? Did you not like the game anymore? That's it. It was no more fun.
No, that's
That's
it.
what
I
it
don't
sounds
even
like
buy
to
it.
me.
The
The
beta
game's
was
not
enough for
fun.
me.
That was
The
it. I don't
beta
need
was
to buy the game.
the beta was enough for me. That's it. I got enough Soul Calibur. No, absolutely no. I just felt that in most betas in games, like I play them just until I get the feeling of it of what is really trying to show me the game, and then after that I just leave it to the game because I don't want to be too tired of it. Because I know I want to play it a lot. So I don't know. It's just me. Most people just play it
Is
until the last minute.
is so before I keep going, like before I ask you this question, let me tell you what my day two was like, right? My day
All
two
right.
was I got on, I started streaming, and I decided to go. All right, I did Mitsurugi once. Let me just go down the line of characters,
Mm-hmm.
and I got up to maybe 3, 4 characters down, just one match each, so just to try them out, just to try out different styles. But I still didn't know like the mechanics of the game. I haven't been paying attention to how this
Just
game has
having
been
fun,
getting played.
pressing buttons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but essentially that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
And then you came on my stream,
Yeah.
and
Salty.
it was literally when I had my dry streak because I was doing okay, and then I'm like, why am I waiting 12 minutes for a match? I was like, David,
Yeah, I think you went to all the way to 17 or 18
really
minutes.
was
You were
that
like, I'm
long?
almost. Yeah, you were like, I'm almost by. I think if I recall, you were like almost 17 or 18, something like that. I remember it was in the teens too. There, like I was like,
Yeah,
yo,
and then
bro, take this shit.
and then
Like,
because
what
it
are
didn't
you
even
doing?
dawn on me to like change the settings at all, so I had to change. Like
What
David's like,
settings you
dude,
had?
I had whatever the default settings were. My
So you have
region
four
four
in your
plus
region
on
only.
connection.
Yeah, in your region. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I don't know if we mentioned. So when you go to the network mode, it gives you a couple of options, right? You could pick your region, you could pick the connectivity in bars, right? And then the character that you want to pick, right?
Mhm.
And
Colors
then that's it.
one or two. Yeah, so you get
Oh,
two
color
choices.
one, two, three, yeah. And then that's it. So you was in the default, which you're not gonna get matched because it's too picky. It's too like snobby. I can only you can't sit with us if you're not four
Yeah,
bars, you
yeah,
know.
you're not connected with us enough.
So you cannot play with the person in Russia like I did. You know, I put any dude in. I was just getting match and match after the other.
But the thing
Um,
is, like, I
mhm.
wasn't doing so bad with matches. I was kind of queuing up, almost like Rainbow Six Siege. Like it was like
uh
it took a minute or two, but the match came up until that point, up until that one dry spell.
and I think it was you the only one. I saw a lot of people, famous streamers too, and they were just waiting. Like, oh, the waiting game is like I'm chatting more, just waiting game, and it's still like they didn't want to change settings, and I get it. But the whole point of this is to play as much games as you can, so they can collect as much data as they can.
Yeah, especially if you're choosing to play with anybody, maybe some dudes playing from Africa and then they're getting that data from you because you decided
Yeah,
to open it up and all of a sudden you got a guy from New York playing a guy from Africa and they're like, "Okay, that's how that connection will work. Let's
yeah.
work on that or let's see what we can get out of that." And it's just not those two areas I'm talking about, just in general how this all this connectivity goes worldwide. It'll just help with all the with whatever algorithms they're using to do all this shit.
So I did at least because it try to tells you like from what part of the map are you, you're playing against or whatever.
Mhm.
And it might be accurate or not, I don't know, but it was a lot of international. I figured I would play more like in the States. It was a lot of international, which is cool because I was like, if this is true, maybe by IP or not, the matches are not that bad. Yeah, I did have some hiccups in some of them. But it's good. I was like, yeah, have all the hiccups now because so they can collect all that data. But most of my matches were okay.
Yeah, they
I
felt.
do have to say that there's a little delay though, disregarding if it was okay.
Yeah, they felt.
Disregarding
They
if it was
felt. But the thing is, like for a beta, it felt like smooth. It didn't just
yeah,
feel like a fucking dumpster fire like some
yeah.
other
It didn't
betas.
crash on me.
Yeah, mine
The
didn't
demo
crash
didn't
either.
crash on me. The only thing told me network connection. That's it. It just didn't crash on me,
Yeah,
which
I
is
think.
another good thing.
Yeah, like people were. I saw like I came across a streamer and like they weren't really sure if they were rage quits or
They did.
just like
Uh huh.
the thing just kind of crapped out on them,
I got a rage quit because I saw a pattern. I was playing this guy, you know, destroy him completely. He does super. I dodge it. I do super, and then he's almost dead. Then he stands back, blocks, and then done. Nah, bro,
Mm.
you nope, mm-mm, nope. That's
So
definitely. But I had fun, man. I played a lot, dude.
yeah, I was hoping to play with more characters, but when I started the second day, it was kind of late. I didn't
Yeah,
expect to have to for it to take so long to try and get through every character, and I had to work early the next morning. So
but I still think you play for you not. playing much or following the series, I think you played a large amount of amounts for the
Yeah,
game that you didn't even follow or play. Which
yeah.
is cool.
Yeah,
I
I
like that.
really only I stopped at 2, but I still played 3 and 4, but not like
It's
a
horrible.
lot. Like
Those
not
are
a lot. I
bad.
just played like for a little, like I don't even know how much I played. It wasn't enough to like keep me going. It was just one of like
To keep it in a
it
record,
was one
yeah.
of those like, well, I bought the last one. I gotta buy this one. Oh, there's Star Wars in this one. I guess we'll see what happens.
That was the buying option. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So
I did play it a lot, dude, and what I was really, looking forward to is to see how these mechanics play on a old head Soul Calibur player, like me, like to see how if it's something that could adapt quickly or not, if it's gonna be too modernized or not, and I felt right at home, man. I just felt right at home, but like I felt right at home, but like if I had a new apartment, like it's a cooler, newer apartment.
yeah.
But I know it was like they pimped my house and type of shit, so everything looked cleaner and nicer and faster. But it still keeps the essence of it,
It,
which
it
I like.
it's true because the game does look nice, and
Yeah,
I think we've talked about it before. Like the graphics look nice, but not
yeah,
as
not
impressive.
incredible next gen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
Street
not
Fighter
as
Five.
impressive as they looked to us at for the time when like
Yeah,
those games came out before. Like
yeah,
before, it
because
was like,
everything that
whoa,
was
look,
that was the era of
there's
the spiky
winds
shoulders.
and like water and all this shit
Yeah,
going on. I'm on a
boob
raft.
jiggles.
Yeah.
Yeah, boob jiggles, bro. That was
um,
amazing.
but it still look like it does look way better when it's on your TV in front of your face or on your gaming monitor in front
Yes,
of your
dude, and that
face.
game is flashy. If that game is gonna be entertaining for the public, it's definitely going to be flashy, dude. There's a lot of sequence. It feels like a movie, dude. You're fighting, then slow motion, and then someone does a super, and no one's talk shit about you, and then he powers up like anime, and then the other one. We're gonna explain all these modes. I'm just giving like a perception, and then someone else powers up, and you're like, "What the fuck is going on?" And their swords are glowing, and it just looks flashy and it's happening constant. Like it's not like it happens once, one time like resonance phase, or something like that, like in
Yeah.
BB tag. It's just happening constant and constant, which is really cool. And so at least for a spectator, I think that's gonna be really cool.
Yeah, and then even in the very few matches I had, there were moments that were like really tense. You don't know what's gonna happen because of the options the both players have,
Uh-huh.
and it was
And the weapons.
the games don't take a long time. Like the games don't take long, even with them
They end
being
quick.
standardized. Yeah,
Bro,
even
those
them being
things.
standardized to like the almost like how Tekken has 3 rounds per match because the rounds are so fast or could potentially be so fast. Yeah, it's really cool,
I
especially
like
with
the
ring outs. This one has a lot of ring outs too. So
yeah.
one match could just end with one really dumb mistake in
Yeah,
in
dude, I
seconds.
think you're right because even a couple of counter hits, you could be losing. You do a couple of counter hits, and you're already playing. You're already in there.
Mhm.
You're ready back into even game. And yeah, I like it, man. The pace felt good. What do you think about the gameplay ways in terms of mechanic? Like, was it really hard for you to get it? Like, the buttons X Y or
No, it's like
okay,
simple, like, cause even when you explained to me what was going on, I didn't really at first, like, I couldn't really get when to do the right thing or why I did the wrong thing. But it doesn't feel like it'll take long to figure
no,
out what it was, cause I was just kind of throwing myself in there without any real information and kind
it
of
was
like
just
almost like an empty palette of trying to figure out like what to do just based
you
off of
needed
remembering, like the past.
like a faded memory of some kind of all you needed to do is tap into your inner Tom Cruise and go sure sure Last Samurai movie and
Yeah,
go like hell
I figured I have the last samurai Tom Cruise samurai moment when I get the game.
yeah. Bro, I'm telling you, that's all you needed to do. I enjoyed it, dude. I enjoyed it to the point that I'm pretty sure that people that I were playing were newcomers because I was doing things that I know I could do in the previous games and they were getting either hit by it or not familiar by it. But the fact that they're new players trying this game, that are like, how I am with those things, I really enjoy that thing because if they like it, they're gonna spread the word, and they try this game and it's gonna be cool, and that's what we need. We need
Unless
people
you
to spread
unless
the
you
word.
body them too hard, then they're like Fuck this
Nah,
game.
let that hit them.
Fighting games are hard.
But this game really helps you too, right? It has a good mechanic to help you. I think
It
this game
does.
is more, how you call that? When they hold your hand, this game is very,
Yeah, but
you know.
like at the end of the day, no matter these companies, game companies gotta understand. At the end of the day, no matter what mechanics you give, uh, all these humans playing the game, we're
Yeah.
all humans trying to
No, we're
best
not.
each other, except for the the fucking
the,
gods that are
the super gods.
robots. Yeah, but I'm just saying, like in general, like we're you're still trying to beat somebody else that has all the same resources you do, and that's hard.
Yeah, yeah. But it
Regardless
feels
of that,
fair
that's
though.
hard.
But it feels fair because they both have the same resources, right? Like in terms of like reversals and stuff like that, I don't know. I think it feels that anyone can grab this game, at least in a perception. Anyone can grab this game and they both press X or square, triangle, and they do cool shit and they have fun. Because
What if they do some Dragon Ball shit and like let's say like 10 characters out of the rosters like low doesn't hit low for balance's sake.
like it's standing.
Yeah.
Oh man. I don't
I
think it's
don't
gonna happen.
understand why he's blocking that. He's standing up.
I don't think people would be matter to that to this yet. Why play this game? What I really want for this game is, because they already established, a legacy. They already know what it is. I just wanted to pass this test, this new 2018 test that I like to call it, with millenniums and how easy they can forget about a game, if it doesn't hit certain points or something, like that. Back in the day, you release a game like this, and you were like, "That's it. That's all we got. We're all
Hmm.
playing it."
Yep.
And now there's so much like, am I gonna play this or am I gonna play Fortnite? Or am I
Yeah,
gonna
well,
play?
it's so it's not even yeah, like so much of our time
Yeah.
is like there's so much out there, not even in video games, just in general of things to preoccupy people, you know,
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
that it's like, you got to really invest into like it's even more of a an investment than it was before to stick with
Absolutely.
one thing. Like right
Yeah.
now, I'm going. Well, I really wanted to play Red Dead Redemption, and I've been hyped
Yeah.
for Red Dead Redemption for years, right? And then I'm like, but now I have to shower and
Yeah.
shave and
The horse
feed
testicle dropped
myself
in
and
real time.
feed my horse and take
Mhm.
care of my like and it's sounding too much like why I don't play the Sims.
Yeah.
But it still all looks awesome, but I just don't know if I can commit that much time into an awesome game like that.
When you could just play a couple of stuff, have fun, and then
When I could play 30 minutes of BB tag, play 100 matches and be all right.
or Soul Calibur. You're supposed to say Soul Calibur. Soul Calibur episode. But you could just play a couple of matches in Soul Calibur.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, well, I don't know if
We're getting it. No,
okay,
we're
yeah,
getting it.
yeah,
Doesn't
yeah, yeah,
matter.
whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just relating it back to experiences I already have with video games. I don't have
No, no,
Soul
it's
Calibur
cool. No,
6, stuff to really say other than the beta.
no, I do hear you. But if we're gonna talk at least about more of the beta, let's talk about some of the mechanics of the game real quick.
Go
Like
ahead. I
what did
don't
they
remember
do?
any
Like
of them. There
so,
was Soul Charge. What is that?
yeah.
The
So
hell
Soul
was I
Charge.
doing when I did that?
Yeah. So before you used to in every other game, you used to press four buttons, four attacks. I mean, three attacks and one guard at the same time, and your character will glow after it does the animation. And your next hit is a counter hit, right? It doesn't matter if it's counter or not; it will count as a counter hit. And in most games, fighting as there's a counter hit, it has like a special effects, like it staggers you, it hits you really far, or
Maybe
hits
more
you up.
damage.
Correct, makes you bounce so you can hit them, whatever the case may be. Always more damage, obviously, with counters in this type of games. So in this game, but it was very unsafe. You cannot block while you're doing it. Then they did it that you can run and do it while moving. So they kept playing with it.
Mhm.
But it wasn't, it was too much of a risk than a reward. So in this case, they made a combat mechanic, implementing a bar, right? You have two bars per meter, and you can use one bar of the meter once you reach one that you build up by getting hit or hitting. And when you activate that, which is pressing back, and on the PlayStation was R2. I don't remember what two buttons together are R2, but it was back R2.
Mm.
So I'm assuming in the Xbox was back and L whatever right trigger, give me a
Very,
second. Let me close
very.
the
By
window.
the way,
It's
very,
very active outside.
very pad friendly. These controls,
Yeah, dude,
very pad
because
friendly.
the game was played before in a pad,
Mhm.
when Soul Calibur came. So anyway, when you activate that, your character does an animation that is a get off me type of thing. It's invincible to certain points, not completely invincible. And then he pushes your opponent back to almost middle of the screen, so it gives you time to move back or forward. And then he powers up. There's an animation, it's Matt Flash, he powers up. But it's very different from all the characters. Every character is different. Same activation, different effects. Uh, so it's up to you to explore now what my character, am my sword is glowing or am I glowing? What does it do? What am I doing now? What effect does it do? I saw some characters at certain combo streams, which it would be like square, square, triangle, will have 5 hits or 4 hits instead of 3 hits that you just press,
Yeah.
or there will be guard breaks, or there will be combo extenders in terms of the ground ball. So it has a bunch of tools that I'm so excited to look to see. Hopefully, in the command list tells you a whole list, because Soul Calibur is like Tekken, bro. It has a million pages for all your moves, for your special moves, for your sidestep moves, for your grab, and all that stuff.
Yeah, I
So
remember that. I remember that.
mm-hmm.
That's
So
why
I'm
when I was
really
like,
looking
it
forward.
was funny because when I was playing with Mitsurugi, I'm more going like, where's the moves that I liked, and I was like, just
Mm-hmm.
kind of like pressing like diagonal down or like sidestepping and pressing some buttons or like trying to do like damn, there was one move that had like you did like a whole motion, like I forgot what move that was. It was like a motion. It was like the only motion move that
Okay,
characters had.
that he normally jumps and hits you with a kick and then slides you down or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, like it'd be like the like, and then I'd see like a part of a move that I remember and be like, oh, there's a follow up to that. I remember
Yeah,
that
yeah.
one. Yeah, and then
But they
when I
did tweak
see
certain stuff.
like stuff like when I see him like get into a stance and he stabs once, I'm like, oh, if I keep mashing that, I remember that. Like I could just keep stabbing the guy,
Yeah.
like little bits and pieces were coming back. But yeah, but it all took like just different directions and different button patterns, like doing it in like the matches that I had with him.
hmm But what I like about the game, like it's also like Tekken 2, right? Like if you can do every universal action with every character and it will do something, right? Like if you do up and a button, or down and a button, or forward and a button, everyone has those moves. So even if you don't know much, if you know at least the universal action of that, you can try it out. You can mash
Yeah,
until it works. hmm And then they have another. So that one that is a soul charge is a new one, right? It's a new enhanced version, right? And then they have something that is completely new, which is the reversal edge, right?
yeah.
I like to
What
call
is
it
that?
the focus, Street Fighter 4 focus. I like to call it that. Because you press either, which is your vertical attack and guard at the same time.
Mhm.
And then if you press it right away, you just deflect an attack and you attack right back, right? But it's not unblockable or nothing, and it's slow. But if you hold it, your character is gonna deflect a series of attacks, and then if you don't get hit by the, I think, the final attack, your character hits with an unblockable that goes into a sequence. Um, this unblockable hit doesn't do damage though. You cannot kill with that. So and then you go into a sequence that is a rock paper scissors sequence, which is very very, it's a robust, the word, that it has a lot of features, like you can do multiple things about it because a rock
Yeah,
paper scissors. If you
I
press
would say that's
square,
a good way to.
yeah, like
It's like
square beats
it's not gonna
triangle or
be, yeah,
something.
it's not gonna be. If it was like rock paper scissor, it'd be like like
Simple.
the enhanced version of that.
Yeah.
Like they add like 10 different.
Dude, it's insane. This is like extreme, Jaja Ken.
Yeah,
uh, so it has a lot of. I'm not gonna go through all of them, but it has the concept of this is that if I press a button, if you press the button that beats mine, you have the advantage in this clash. So even though I initiate the clash, you might beat me, and then if you beat me with a certain attack, it does a special attack too on top of that, like a special effect.
yeah,
Like my triangle will be a regular vertical hit, but when I do it, there might be a grab or that does a special effect. Like Tira actually grabs you and she kisses you, and then she gets health back, which is pretty dope.
oh, that's dope.
And yeah, so and then I want to see all these extra attacks of what they're doing. You can even dodge, right? You can do down, you can do up or back. You can do all this dodging or forward to dodge right under. Um, and it takes back like how Tekken do that slow motion, cinematic experience.
Yeah, and
But
everybody loves watching that stuff.
it's hype, man. And don't get me wrong, I have some really hype things happening in the beta. Some really, we dodged this, we did, and it's just cool. Now, if they both clash at the same time twice, like if we both press square and when we both press square again,
The
the
game
person
turns
that
off.
initiates, yes, the person that initiates wins. So if it's
Mm,
a tie, the person that initiates wins. If it's a tie, which is always good to think about or keep it in mind. Some
yeah.
good info. Which it was fun. It's a great feature. I thought it was gonna be like shitty or like people are gonna abuse it, but no, it helps, man. It helps. It's like a focus attack, like you just throw it out there and you're not safe, but it can give you a reward. And then they have the critical edge, which is the supers, what they used to have. They have supers in Soul Calibur 5. You build 2 meters, you do a super, but now they only cost a meter. And they're really flashy, some of them. Some of them are okay, like the Killing one, but some are like nightmares. They're really cinematic. Um, and they do something, me and Wincode. So if you do beat them with a special move in the round, the character does a special win post and Wincode, which is relatable to their special move that they just did. I
That's
think that's
awesome.
really
That's
cool
really awesome.
because I think it's really cool because it brings character. Remember how we always talk about bringing character into the game? They're just not like dolls with just moves. They have a personality. And on top of that, if it's a character that like they have a lore between them, they say shit to each other, which is even cool. Or hey, I'm trying to save you, or no, or just, haha, I beat you, whatever the case may be. But
Yeah.
it feels related, it feels like, yo, he said that shit, that's awesome. And then on the replay, because when they beat you, there's a replay of how the bullshit. Oh, they came up with that bullshit, so you can see that bullshit again in slow motion or not in the replay, and you can even move the camera, so you can see where the bullshit hits you.
That's
You can even
crazy.
move it up, down. You can zoom it in, zoom it out, but I think that's great to learn as a learning tool. Is good right there on the go on the fight. Right, that's like having a coach saying, "Look, this is where you fucked up. Don't do this." That's how I take it. You know
Yeah.
and you can skip it, so it's fine. I don't think it's gonna implement any type of delays in tournaments or anything like that. But if you play online, want to learn, you can also use it. So great, that's really cool. And they brought back the parry, which is deflecting an attack by pressing forward and guard. But now it doesn't cost meter. So Calibur 5 took the idea of making that with meter,
Yeah.
and people didn't like that because it slows down the mechanics of the game, and then you feel defenseless, right? Like in Dragon Ball, you only have deflect, and then that's it. You can't do nothing else, right? So they took those tools away behind a paywall of a meter. But now they brought it back to Soul Calibur 2 gloriousness, and that I parry, you parry, I parry, I pretend I'm gonna parry, but I don't, and then I grab, and then it's all
Those
that
could
shit.
those could potentially be really hype moments in tournaments, man.
Yes, and you can parry supers too. You can parry almost everything, if I recall. Not sure if you could parry the unblockable moves, but the supers you can parry them. So if someone is mashing wake up super, it's not like, oh, that cheap shit. You can parry them. The game gives you the tools to defeat that. You hear that, Dragon Ball? So the game gives you the tools to defeat that, and it's great. It doesn't feel cheap. It feels everyone has an opportunity. I love this game, man. So I'm excited. The only thing I'm dreading right now, maybe I'll get it when it's cheaper. I'm not getting the collector edition this time, but that's a different topic. For the sake of playing this game, I'm gonna get a digital.
Digital? Oh yeah,
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 man.
yeah.
But I managed to do combos, man. The game has a lot of combos. I saw characters. It just feels modernized. Like I feel because before this game had very simple combos, not like Tekken combos that they keep bouncing you from the floor and it hits you and it hits you, and
Yeah,
then they
with
do this stupid
the
hop kick.
impossible physics where your character is
Correct.
like perfectly horizontal
What?
from the air, still juggling up from a jab, like jab, jab, jab.
Yes, but in this game, in Soul Calibur before, they didn't used to do that as much. It was like because you can maneuver in the air how you move, so that was like an air recovery type of thing, left, right, or forward or back. So you can fuck up whoever is hitting you. You can fuck up the combo they're doing. Um, but now they give tools enough. I think they want it to be combo emphasis, and you do certain things that put you in a spiral recovery in the air, so you can't recover as much, so they can keep hitting you in a sequence. But it doesn't feel like they just mash it, right? Like it feels like everything falls into a sequence. Like They do this one stagger you spinning. Now you stagger like a gut punch. Now they launches you. Then they do this thing, which is really cool, man. I like it. I
That's
like the
good.
combo system
Any
they implemented.
did you get to play a lot of the characters or did you stick with just a couple?
I played a couple of them. Did not play all of them. Just played Terra, Nightmare, Talon, and Taki, of course. That's all
Who's
I play.
looking like your front runner for like day one of the game?
Taki and Terra. Taki feels incredibly strong, like incredibly stupid strong. For people they want that they just don't just pressing stuff.
Yeah.
Her and Nightmare incredibly strong. Because
Do you think we're done talking about the beta?
yeah, I just said I don't know if I did say about the lag, right? They had lag even on good connection.
Yeah.
It was just like you could feel there was a little bit of lag, right? Which I hope they just maybe they fix it. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I'm being positive. I hope they fix it, but I'm gonna be realistic. I don't know how much more that specific lag is gonna fix because I heard rumors that the game has embedded lag just to help you with the lag playing. You get me? So like how you go in training mode and you put like 4 bars instead of 5
Yeah.
just to make sure that when you go online you have the better end because you practice.
Yeah.
So apparently that's embedded into the game. Don't quote me. I don't know. I just heard about that from multiple sources, but I don't know how real that is. But yeah, I'm done with that, dude. I'm just excited to see. Hopefully, I do another beta before the game launch, like a small one.
Well, how much time till it launches? Isn't it launching like the end of the month? The end of October?
Yeah, dude. They could do one more. Yeah, dude. One more with characters to get that more pre-orders going and all that shit,
So recently, Inferno was shown, right? What do you think about him?
Yes. So he looks much better than ever before. Because even in Soul Calibur, I think 5, they had Night Terror, which was like the super version of Inferno. And he just looked like those big, bulky monsters that don't look good in Tekken, like Ogre, True Ogre and shit like that.
Yeah.
He just looked dumb. But his moveset was so devastating, so incredible. So they're just Nightmare's move buffed up, which is amazing. It's just, I feel that the only thing my concern is that he has the same super, which is fine. Soul Calibur has had, yes, and some moves too, Soul Calibur has known for having their mimic characters like Soul Edge and and other shit like that.
Yeah.
But and Inferno always was like a clone character. Like he plays every character apparently. He has all the swords or whatever. But if he's only plays Nightmare and he's like a representative of Night Terror in this version, then there's really not a reason to play Nightmare because it literally has everything, all the best moves that Nightmare can have plus new ones, And the damage I saw was ridiculous. The grab did I think 50% or 45% of the health of the character. So I don't know how fine tuned this is. I'm just a little bit concerned. He looks good.
For me too, the concern for me is visually, he's hard to look at. Fighting against, it's almost like like those Tekken characters that have all that goofy shit on them online.
Yeah.
Like it's almost at that realm because there's just like all this armor that's not connected, and like what's not connecting is all this energy that's flowing everywhere. So
fire.
So it's all this stuff that might be hard to really tell what he's doing.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping that doesn't become part of why he's good. Like it's fucking, I can't tell when it's impossible to see him hitting me with this certain particular moves, stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm just happy that he put whatever he had in Soul Calibur 1, that every time you hit him, sparks of fire lands on the floor. So the more weaker he is, there's just flames everywhere. So you don't know what. I can't see. But yeah, I'm excited. But yeah, let's see I'm just a little bit concerned about that Inferno. But I'm surprised they didn't mention that he was gonna be there, and he's there. So there you go.
Yeah. Well, I'm done. David, are you done talking about this?
Yeah, I'm done with that. Yeah.
Awesome. We both enjoyed Soul Calibur. David will be getting this game digitally, so in turn, that means I will be playing this game also.
Well, create a character. Bro, you could send your creator character. I know it's a little bit off topic, but you can send your creator characters online so people can, when they play that RPG mode, it might appear to them, your character that you create.
I'm going to make a perfect rendition of you and not send it
to you. Aww.
the perfect David and not send it to you.
Oh man. Don't worry,
You're
because if
like,
I make it, it's gonna look weird.
yeah. But single
What
player
else we
stuff,
got?
I'll definitely try
Yeah,
out the
yeah.
single player stuff. And if I really, really get attached to a character, I'll probably take them online and play you and stuff.
Yep.
But
Stay tuned. DKO. Dave is gonna do a playthrough of the whole Libra of whatever thing.
nice, nice.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then you'll
what
get
else you
on.
got, bro?
Then you get on ranked.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I was
Yeah,
playing rank on beta, so.
yeah. So you tested the waters already. All right,
Yep.
guys. Thank you for listening. Thank
That's
you for
it.
anybody who chooses to follow or subscribe or whatever the hell this stuff is for the internets to help us out to support us.
Yeah.
We'll be back with more podcasts. Talk to you later.
Peace out.